So three types of adventitious buds are there. Accordingly, they are called as foliar buds. Now those buds which are present on the leaf, if you remember in your 10th class, you have learned about leaf cutting method of propagation. Bryophyllum example was there in your books. So bryophyllum is a good example of foliar buds because it carries buds, and from those buds new leaves, new plants can develop. Such type of buds which are present on the leaf are called as foliar buds. So foliar buds are adventitious. Now if you remember, we have done before that what is adventitious? Extraordinary. So remember always a bud should be present on stem, and there are only two positions for bud to be present on stem. Either it has to be on the tip or has to be at the node. If the bud is present apart from these two places anywhere else on the plant's body, then those buds are called as adventitious buds. So foliar bud is an adventitious bud. Radical buds, now if you remember ipomia, batata or sweet potato we have learned. So roots may also carry buds. Such buds will be called as radical buds. Please don't write radical in this manner or in this manner, because it becomes a different part of embryo. Always remember CAL. And if the bud is present on internode, then it will be called as the choline bud. So there are various types of buds in their according to where they are located. Now another type of buds could be according to their activity. If the bud is active, vigorously preparing shoot, which is leafy shoot, or vigorously preparing flower, or developing into both structure, if it is actively working, it is called as the active buds. Now we all remember active buds are naked buds because they will be quickly developing because bud scales are absent. So they develop in spring, or you can say they develop in the summer, or they are active during summer. And then what are dormant buds? Those buds which are covered, that means winter buds, because environmental conditions are bad. So these buds will not grow and they will not develop into branches or flowers, whatever. Now there are some plants in which even buds undergo modification. So buds may develop into thorn, buds may develop into tendril, or buds may even develop into bulbils. Now what are thorns? Thorns are spiny, pointed, hard structures which are responsible for, first of all, to save the water. So conservation of water, how is it possible in the case of plant? Loss of water is called transpiration. So plants may develop bud. Now bud was supposed to develop into leafy shoot. Leaf means more transpiration. So in a plant like bougainvillea, the bud develops into a thorn. Now this thorn will not have stomata on its surface. So there will be saving of water. You can say there is less loss of water because of transpiration. Another point you can add that thorns are even for defense. So no animal will feel like eating a plant which has lots of thorns on its stem. And third point, bougainvillea even climbs up the trees with the help of the thorns. So it helps it also to climb up. So support, thorns provide support. Thorns save water, as well as thorns are responsible for defense against herbivorous animals. Now another plant is there which is called passion flower. In passion flower, the buds develop into tendrils. Now tendrils are always, you must have seen tendrils on pea plant. These spring type of structures are responsible for climbing. So in the case of passion flower or passiflora plants, you will find tendrils develop from buds. So buds, instead of giving rise to branches, will give rise to tendril, and these tendril help the plant to climb up, because these plants are not hard enough to stand erect, so they need a support. So support is done with the help of climbing structures, and those climbing structure in this plant is tendril. Another modification of bud possible is bulbil. Now bulbil are fleshy buds which store food, and they are found especially in the case of oxalis. There are root buds. Those buds will develop into big swollen bulbils. Now those bulbils stay underground, and every time new fresh season, good season, favorable conditions will come, these bulbils will give rise to more number of plants. So these are methods of perennation as well as the method of vegetative propagation. So this is how agave and oxalis. Agave also has bulbil. They develop in the case of the flower axis. This one carries root bulbils. Now in the same manner,